In the vast tapestry of Tai Kubo's celebrated manga and anime series Bleach, few characters spark as much debate as Orihime Inoue. Too often labeled as useless by certain detractors,
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething. Coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
Orihime is, in fact, one of the series' most vibrant, dense, and vital characters in the entire Bleach universe, and I stand on that. To dismiss her role is to overlook the distinction, resilience, and emotional core she provides throughout the story. In honor of my favorite female character's birthday, let us unravel the layers, dispelling all the misconceptions, and finally illuminating why Orihime is the furthest thing from useless. In her earlier days, she endures trauma, dealing with emotional parents who beat her and her brother, forcing them to run away. She experiences loss, losing her brother Sora after pushing him away initially about her hair, and the overwhelming responsibility of taking care of herself, even with her living alone and only having one relative helping her. Her friendship with her friend Tatsuki gives her basis for being not useless. She looks at Tatsuki as a person to aspire to, one of strength, resilience, and courage. Bleach is not just a story solely about swords and strength, but it's about heart, resolve, and the bonds that ties characters together. Orihime is truly the emotional linchpin for all her friends, often serving as the voice of hope and empathy even in darker times. Her gentle demeanor is far from being a sign of weakness. It is a wellspring for her fortitude. Even through all that, she yet continues to care deeply for others, without bitterness or resentment. At first glance, Orihime abilities seem defensive or supportive, leading to the erroneous perception that she lacks combat ability. However, her Shunshin Rika, the six fairy-like spirits that channel her powers, are amongst the most versatile and possibly potent powers in Bleach. Her three key abilities, Soten Kishin, Healing Rejection, Santen Kushing, Shielding, and Koten Zanshun, Offensive Cutting, are manifestations of her. Soten Cushing's ability to reject events rather than just healing wounds is nothing short of reality manipulation, a power that surpasses the mere restoration of physical injuries, but literally turns back time itself. Also, her Koten Zanshun, the offensive cutting, could possibly be very deadly and very potent if she had killing instinct, but that's just something Orihime character just doesn't possess because she cares about things. She is literally the heart of Bleach, my favorite character. Before the Soul Society arc, Orihime advocated to Ichigo to go and save Rukia. That's how good of a person she is. Orihime is not content to being left behind. She insists on accompanying Ichigo and the others into danger, not because she's reckless, because she wants to support her friends. She was pivotal on the entry into the Soul Society, stopping the cleaner and giving each one of the characters a decent place to land on impact, really saving their lives. Orihime being anything but useless in this moment, literally holding back an entity that's older than the Soul Society itself, and giving them a good place to land without injuring any of them. Also came in clutch, really helping out Jidembo after his arm was severed by Gin. She comes through all the time, so far from useless. And she saved Uryu during the fight with Mayuri, defending him against the bombs, and really saving also the seated officer's life who got her away from the fight. Really useful in the Soul Society. Her powers are so unique that both friends and foes, including Aizen himself, sees her as a pivotal asset. If the primary antagonist of Bleach considers Orihime's abilities dangerous enough to warrant an abduction and manipulation, it's a direct testament to her importance and latent potential that she just happens to not be able to tap into. In the Arankar arc, she went to Rangiku with feelings of jealousy, and it showed her emotional intelligence and being wary of her feelings and not letting them overcome her. I really enjoyed the fact that Kubo made Orihime and Rangiku's relationship feel like a mother-daughter type of thing, and Yoruichi and Orihime's relationship felt like an aunt and a niece. I like how Kubo gave her kind of like a found family with the Shinigami. When people tell her to sit out and not use her powers during the war, Rukia of all people comes to her, reassures her, and they build a sisterly bond that I love so much. Really love their character development, and I love the way Rukia was written to help Orihime. It's always sad to see both Rukia and Orihime fandoms fighting over Ichigo when they both came off as sister characters to me. Also, I always thought the cover page for Don't Look Back chapter was beautiful symbolism. It was Orihime and Rukia both naked, holding each other's hands, walking forward. I thought that was a symbolization for their relationship. It was two friends moving forward together. I always found that cover page to be somewhat beautiful and mystique outside of its sexual implications. I love the symbolism of the two bearing their souls to each other and moving forward together. Early on, before meeting Ichigo, she is shown as a shy and somewhat uncertain of her place amongst the spiritually gifted. However, she dedicates herself to training during the Arrancar arc to know her powers, learning to use them for the good of others. All that emotional resilience is especially evident in the Waco Mundo arc, where despite being a hostage, she refuses to become a pawn. Orihime's courage in the face of Ukiota killing two men who were sent to take her from the Soul Society to the human world was absolutely amazing. Not a lot of people could actually look at a demon in his face and actually try to be resilient. And she spent her last days with the man that she cares about the most, which was Ichigo. One of the best scenes in Bleach, honestly, in my opinion. Her confession and saying goodbye, saying she'll live 5 different lives with him, honestly, one of the best shonen romance scenes of all time. With that resilience, she had a quiet defiance and also a refusal to lose hope, galvanizing her friends' spirits and inspiring them to press forward when she was captured. Also, she thought that she could destroy the Hogyoku by herself with her abilities, and we never got to see that come to fruition. But if she was able to try, who knows what could have happened. Orihime healing Ichigo several times over after going to the brink of death and using her voice to bring him back to life was such a cathartic moment, one of my favorites in the series. He literally rose from the dead to protect her. A lot of people blame Orihime for not doing anything in this moment, but a demon, High Spirit, was coming upon her. What could she do? Ukiota was a monster, and the man sent there to save her was dead. I think a lot of women hate this moment because they expected her to bust out with some incredible power like other female protagonists, but Orihime gave a human response, and that's why I adore her character. It was the most human inside of Bleach. Teaching Ukiota the meaning of a heart and showing him that not all things are tangible. Some feelings come from within and are bound to the ones around you. It was a beautiful moment, and it showed her being useful in other ways besides combat. If Ukiota would have lived, he possibly could have been a reluctant ally. Orihime's journey as a female protagonist is not static. Like many real people, she struggles with insecurities and fear, but continually strives to grow beyond them. In the Fullbring arc, she wanted to help Ichigo despite herself, and in that arc, it's one of growth. Learning one's value is not measured solely in raw power or martial prowess, but in resilience and compassion. During the Fullbring arc, we witness Orihime's power slightly grow. Her being able to heal quicker, also having her shield reactionary attack, is really improving upon her base powers and giving her more autonomy with combat. Orihime also developing a friendship with Raruka during the Fullbring arc was a beautiful piece of character writing. I felt that Ruruka empathized with Orihime once she figured out her backstory of abusive parents who really didn't pay attention to her or cared about her. Us learning that Ruruka also had parents who alienated her after learning her powers. Light novel We Do Not Always Love You. Her and Ruruka go and do things for Rukia's wedding to Renji. I've really enjoyed the evolution of their relationship, especially in the Fullbring arc. And finally, in Thousand Year Blood War, she faces off against Yuhaba alongside Ichigo, and she comes up clutch, healing a lot of people during the Thousand Year Blood War. If it wasn't for her, the Shinigami would be in a lot of trouble. So she came in and really helped out a lot of different characters. A lot of people don't know yet, but in the final battle against Yuhaba, her role in the protection of Ichigo is at a crucial moment several times during the battle. Orihime's shields were faster than light in this fight against Yuhaba. My beautiful wife was doing everything she could to support him against a whole god. Just, I can't wait until Core 4. I can't wait. She also has a moment in tandem with Tsukishima to repair Ichigo's sword, allowing him to go after Yuhaba one more time. She really came up clutch a lot of times during the Thousand Year Blood War. Orihime's perspective often served as a grounding force, reminding others of their humanity and the importance of kindness amidst the chaos of war. Critics often overlook Orihime's direct contributions to critical moments in the series. Her healing abilities repeatedly save the lives of her friends, and her shields withstand attacks that would annihilate lesser defenses. Her presence changes the dynamics in many battles. She's not a frontline brawler, but her support often tips the scales. In a world where stakes are so often life and death, a healer or protector can be the difference in victory and despair in the Bleach universe. At its core, Bleach is much about compassion as it is about combat. Orihime embodies this principle. She extends empathy to her enemies and friends alike, healing those who struck her, like in the Arrancar arc with the two women, and understanding their pain and loneliness. After Loli and Lilinet beat on Orihime, the compassion that she showed them after Grimjow did what he did, it didn't make her naive. Rather, it made her somewhat courageous. It's easy to strike out in anger, but it takes immense strength to respond with kindness. In that moment, she wanted to reject the cycle of violence and offer up hope in its place, and that really made me love her character even all the more. Honestly, one of my other favorite moments in the series. When Orihime is called useless, it is often because she does not conform to the typical shonen model of strength. She does not wield a sword or obliterate foes with raw force. Instead, her power is restorative, protective, and subversively disruptive. To brand her as useless is to misunderstand the narrative's thematic underpinnings for her character and the many forms that heroism can take. Orihime Inoue's legacy in Bleach is one of emotional fortitude, unwavering kindness, quiet, indelible strength, and just a motherly protectiveness that I've always cared about with her character. And all throughout Bleach, Kubo weaved a beautiful love story that culminated in the birth of Ichigo's son, Kazui Kurosaki, and she became a great mother and even opened up her own business doing bread on the side, which is amazing. Love Orihime, she's awesome. Her relationship with Ichigo is particularly loved amongst fans and myself. Orihime's affection isn't a simple crush, it is a nuanced, evolving bond that motivates her through danger and sacrifice. Orihime was a character that I got to know in 2001 when my grandmother was passing away. I empathized with her character a lot, especially getting to know her backstory. One person who died who really cared about her, which happened to me. I had a person that died, and while reading Bleach, I really got involved into the spirituality and also the cycle of reincarnation and everything that Bleach stands for. So that's another reason why I love Orihime's character. At the end of the day, to call her useless is to turn a blind eye to her profound impact on the story and the lives of those around her. In the end, she stands as a shining example of how true strength comes in many forms, and why within the world of Bleach, Orihime Inoue is the farthest thing from useless. So I just really always wanted to cover Orihime's character on the channel. Tell you guys why I just think she's one of my favorite characters of all time. It's beyond the looks. Of course, she's beautiful, but it's just more than that. It's how her character is written by Kubo. And I appreciate you guys listening this long. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, follow socials. I'm doing characters analysis on Bleach now, and I'll do another character analysis on Kazui or Ichigo very soon. So stay tuned for that. Appreciate you listening. Follow the socials. Till next time, YouTube, we are out. Peace.